Howdy y'all, my name is Caroline, and it's time to talk more about the High Republic. So first up, a little background on the High Republic. The initiative launched in January of 2020 as a multimedia publishing initiative. A diverse group of writers set out to tell the story of a galaxy and a republic set 200 years before the prequel era during its prime. The story would include books, comics, manga, and even short stories. This guide will focus on the comics and the manga of Phase 1, published by Marvel, IDW, and Viz Media. If you want more information on the High Republic as a whole, make sure and check out the High Republic Hub on Youtini's website. This is a great place to figure out how the individual comics fit in between each of the novels. But moving on to comics, first of all, there are several series that make up Phase 1 of the High Republic. Firstly, there's the High Republic by Marvel, then the High Republic Adventures by IDW, there's Trail of Shadows, also by Marvel, The Monster of Temple Peak by IDW, Eye of the Storm by Marvel, and The Edge of Balance by Viz Media. The High Republic and the High Republic Adventures are series that run throughout the entire phase. Each of the other titles listed is a mini-series or a manga, and those tell more contained stories. So the High Republic by Marvel was the flagship title, written by Kevin Scott with art by Ario and Edito. The series follows newly Jedi Knighted Keeve Trennis. Although Keeve is the main character of the story, it really revolves around all of the Jedi on the Starlight Beacon, including Marshal Avar Kriss. Throughout the story, the Jedi fight back against the Drengir and the Nihil in the Outer Rim. The series also dives into the relationship between Keeve and her former master, Skier. Then there's the High Republic Adventures. It's an all-ages comic written by Daniel Jose Older with art by Harvey Tolibau. The story revolves around Padawan Lula Talisola and her fellow Jedi in training, as well as their close friend, Zine Morala. Just because the story is targeted for younger readers, don't let that dissuade you. It's engaging from beginning to end no matter what your age, and is a great depiction of queer characters in Star Wars. And if you enjoy this series, you should check out the books Race to Crash Point Tower and Midnight Horizon, also set in the High Republic. One note, at the filming of this video, it's not super easy to read this series. Single issues are no longer available for purchase digitally, and about 1/3 of the issues did not get collected into trade paperbacks. So next up we have the mini-series. Firstly is Trail of Shadows, also written by Daniel Jose Older, with art by David Wachter. This is a 5-issue story arc that spans between the Rising Storm and the Fallen Star. It's a crime noir tale that follows Jedi Emmerich Kafter and private investigator Cian Holt. If you're really interested in the in-depth lore of the High Republic, this is a must-read. It heavily builds on important story elements that aren't explained anywhere else. So the next miniseries is The Monster at Temple Peak. This is a 4-issue story written by Kevin Scott with art by Rachel Stott. This comic gives the backstory to former Jedi and monster hunter Ty Yorick. It's pretty self-contained, but is a solid story for fans of Ty. Like the High Republic Adventures, this is not available for purchase digitally or in trade paperback, which is particularly unfortunate because it was originally marketed as a graphic novel. The last comic we're going to talk about today is a 2-issue arc called Eye of the Storm. It's written by Charles Soule with art by Guillermo Sana. This is pitched as the capstone to Phase 1. It tells the backstory of Nihil leader Markian Ro, as well as giving an outlook to his future plans. Like Trail of Shadows, it has huge implications on the story as a whole. An important note for readers, this is collected in the High Republic Volume 3. Lastly, we're going to talk about The Edge of Balance. This is rather a unique story as it is a proper manga. There are currently 2 volumes. The first was created by Justina Ireland and Shima Shinya, while the second was created by Daniel Jose Older and Shima Shinya. The end of Volume 2 did mention that Volume 3 was coming, but the timing of that is unknown at this time. The manga follows Jedi Lily Tora Asi on the Jedi outpost at Banshee. Similar to The Monster at Temple Peak, this story is pretty self-contained, but it does begin to branch out a little bit more in Volume 2. So now you should have all the information that you need to read the comics of the High Republic. With Phase 2 coming in the fall, this is the perfect time to get caught up. Make sure to stay on top of all the latest High Republic and Star Wars publishing news by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and make sure and join our Discord down below. And for all things comics, keep your eye out on the Cosmic Force, Youtini's comic podcast that premieres every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Happy reading, and may the Force be with you.